Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen, and I believe in dragons. And I believe that the dragon is uh, behind the fifth gate in the dragon realm. But before that, did the dragon really existed on this earth? There are many interpretations of what the history is of the dragons. There were no bones found, anyway. Bones of like dinosaur bones. They didn't find any dragon bones yet. But many brothers and sisters have their own beliefs in what the history is of the dragon. Most of the time, it was told by their own guardian, by their side, or they can feel it inside of themselves and have a lot of deja vus, which means that they were once a dragon, a part of them anyway. And they have their own interpretations of what the dragon is, and those are quite a few that you can believe in, can feel. For example, you can believe that the dragon walked the earth beside humans, and that is the most interesting story because the most stories or movies are based on dragons and humans that live together, that humans destroyed them all and that they had to leave this earth, the last dragon, like in Dragonheart. But there are also other things, like the dragon lived side by side with the dinosaurs. And some early evolved humans saw the dragon, the last dragons, and that is also something that could be. But there is also a way that the dragon never walked the earth like you and me. That the dragon was a permanent resident of the dragon realms behind the fifth gate. That they were always spirits and not in flesh and blood like us. Like I said, many interpretations of what the history can be. For me, I could feel a lot of dragons in this forest. So I believe that there could have been dragons here. There could have been dragons in flesh and blood. It's just a feeling that I have. The feeling of a lot of dragons in the side of this forest, and it just seems like it feels the same like when someone passed away, and the spirit that you can feel afterwards. It feels the same, but it's for dragons. So I just feel that they had a body once, and this body was of flesh and blood. And but it's just my feeling. I don't have a Bible to search this down. I only have a guardian who tells me some things like that. A guardian who tells me things all the time, by the way. And that is just another thing that I want to talk to you about in this video. About the voices that you can sometimes hear. The voices. In my childhood years, I had a lot of voices in my head. Voices and that talk to me. But it was not a voice like a human that could talk to you or to another one. No, it was more like thoughts, thoughts of something else. And I was continuing talking to this thing, and it didn't have the same mind as me. So I was not talking to myself. I had a lot of arguments with this voice inside of my head. Later, on my 18th birthday, I found out that this was actually a dragon that was talking to me. And the thing is, why it's not in a human language, it's because dragons are not humans. They have a code, they have a language for their own. And why can you understand this sometimes? Why can we understand this in our head? The reason why we can understand this is because we have been chosen for a reason. There is there is a reason why they chose us, and this reason is for they felt something inside of us, something that is given to us by nature, by the dragon gods, and the guardians come to that. From ever you were born, they will come to that. And this energy that was inside of you is where it immediately translates everything the dragon says to you. So if the dragon wants to explain a history, it's always in a dragon code that you can understand. Two minds, two thoughts, your own and the dragon. In the old days, they left it off as an imaginary friend inside of our head. But let me tell you, religion, where is this based on? From people who had voices in their head. It's not because it's not God that talks to me, but other spirits that I'm suddenly crazy. If it was God, for the Christian God, it was okay. But this one is crazy. No, 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 no. I believe that many people have voices in their head, that they are guarded by some guardian. But it's not God. It's not Yahweh. It's not that. It's about their guardian. And to me, by my side, it's my dragon that always talks to me. And I love to talk to my dragon. I love it. But it's not in a human way. By the way, the dragon can read your mind in everything that you think. So everything you think is coming to the dragon as well. Whatever they think, you can feel. Whatever you think, they can feel. It's just a communication of pure connection with each other. It's like these trees over there. Um, the lightning is coming together. Lightning, and it's just um, it's connecting them with pure energy, and that is what happens to you and your dragon. Connecting with pure electricity. That is why you can understand the dragon. That is why you can talk to the dragon, because you have a translator inside of you. You know the code because you are born with the dragon's code. Excuse me. You are born with a gift. And maybe one day the dragon can tell you their history. Actually, I'm very interested in what people believe, in my brothers and sisters, what they believe. In do they believe that the dragon existed in flesh and blood in these forests, or is just always have been their spirit, always have been on the astral plane as an astral god? It can be. Maybe I feel it wrong, and sometimes I tell the dragon what happened in the history. I keep it for myself because I have my own belief actually in this. Um, for what exactly the dragon said, I believe that the dragon existed in flesh and blood, but that is because there is much more to it. It's not just that. That it's a lot of explanation my dragon did to me, and I just keep it for myself because everyone has a different interpretation of this. There is not one Bible that we can follow. There is not one book. There is just so much more than just a book. It's a lifetime that you must understand. And you can talk to your dragon. You can talk to them a lot. Their voices are in your head. You just have to hear them. Just have to feel their words. Manifest their words. You can see it. You cannot write it down with some kind of ancient language. No, it's a code. It's a code, and you can understand the dragon's code. And it's very beautiful. You can just understand and feel their own voice, the way they talk. Their own voice is so beautiful. Just like if these trees had a lot of wind. It's just like that. That is the voice of the dragon. Pure nature. Natural sounds. That is why I sometimes can hear the dragon inside of this forest, because I know that between those trees is a spirit of my dragon. And a lot of other dragons as well, because this is a gateway, this is a portal. I made it a portal. I even cursed this forest a bit for hunters and for lumberjacks. So yeah, I'm distracted. So talk to your dragon, my brothers and sisters. Talk to them. Always think about your dragon. Keep your love high. whatever the connection you have with the dragon, whether is if it's a mother or a father, a brother or sister, a lover or just a friend. Keep your love high, connection high, and talk to them always. And maybe you can ask about their history, and maybe you can even feel it yourself inside of you. What is their history? Maybe what was the history of your own soul, your own energy? What was the history of the dragon? My brothers and sisters, be blessed.